because me, I remember I had one, and yes, I was able to access it.
Okay, I sent a link containing all the recordings. Like it's a folder, so every single meeting, even the meetings you have in future will be there. So when you click on that link, it sends you to a folder in our SharePoint OneDrive. Then you'll be able to access all the recordings.
Please, you sent it to the WhatsApp group.
No, no, not to the WhatsApp group. It's on Microsoft Teams. So I'll try and send the link to the WhatsApp group, and
Oh,
I'll
okay,
pin it. Okay.
okay, sure, thank you.
You're welcome. How do we share this? Okay. Share window. Okay. Can you see my screen, right?
Yes, yes, I can.
Okay. Okay. So uh today's lesson today's lesson is how to write tax one. Okay, how to describe pie charts. Okay, for IELTS tax one. Okay, please just give me 30 seconds. This is quite important. So,
Okay.
okay. Okay, so how to structure your writing tax one. Okay. Writing tax for academic writing pie charts. So first and foremost, as I said in the previous class, I think I had a class with Elijah. First, you have to understand the question that has been given to you. So you take a step back, look at the question, try to understand the question, try to understand the pie chart that is before you. Okay, so the step one is to prepare. So you start by selecting and reporting the main features of the idea, but this is not on paper. Okay, you do this to yourself. Okay, you do this to yourself. Who is this? Okay, what does the pie chart show? Can you quickly think of any synonyms? Okay, so you look at the question is, so what synonyms can I use here? What are they talking about? What is being shown over here? Okay, so you have to do the presentation to yourself first, okay, before you start trying to pen something down. Okay, so step 2, you organize your findings into groups. Okay, so the major trends, the minor trends, the major groups, the minor groups, the exceptions. Okay, then the maybe group informations that are there or any similar ideas. Okay, please, I hope you are following.
Yes, please.
Okay, so after doing this, your work is done. Let's say about 80% of your work is done. Okay, so now we have to organize our essay just using the structure that we use for the bar charts and the line graphs, right? So first you have your introduction, and you know how the introduction should be. How should we phrase our introduction? What should we do in the introduction?
We we have to give an overview, like what the pie chart is generally talking about.
Okay, so uh, no, for the introduction, this is not the overall statement. This is not the second paragraph. The very first paragraph. How do you phrase the first paragraph?
Like an example.
No. So first, you are supposed to what? Paraphrase the question. Okay. So this
Mm,
is where you use synonym, like you tell us what the whole chat is about. Okay, so in the question they'll give you what the chat is about. So maybe the chat is about the usage of mobile phones or uh, mobile internet adoption in Ghana. Okay, so that is what it is about. So you in the introduction you have to tell us what's the whole chat, the chat that you're summarizing or reporting on, what it is about, but you don't have to use the language that was used in the question. So this is where you have to paraphrase. You find synonyms or you change the grammatical structure of the question. So you tell us, okay, the pie chart illustrates maybe the rate at which people or citizens or whatever use or subscribe to mobile internet usage or something, okay, between the period of or from the year this and this and this or over a decade or something like that. Okay, so that will be your introduction. Then the second paragraph will be what? Your overall statement, okay, or the overview, right? So what are we supposed to do in the overview?
the overview.
Mm.
You have to say the general differences and the similarities.
Yes, so this is where you tell us about what the main trends, okay, the main trend of the bar graph or the line graph or the chart. Okay, so the major differences, okay, the major similarities, okay, and any other information that you deem important. Okay, so that will be the second paragraph. Okay, so for example, there is an example here. So in paragraph 1, in your essay introduction, write one sentence explaining what the graph shows. Okay, so you can paraphrase the title, which is the question that will be given to you, or sometimes the diagram, the chart will have a title on it. Oh, they said there's someone waiting in the lobby. Oh, okay. Okay. Welcome, Agram, and welcome, James. Okay, so you can, some of the charts, let's say, will have a title apart from the question to have a title. So here, when they say paraphrase the title, they mean the title that was given to the chart, not necessarily the question. But some do not have the title, so you have to paraphrase the question. Okay, so an example is like the pie chart title is what, holiday destinations chosen by Welsh people. Okay, between what, 1955 to 2005. Okay, so your first sentence will be, the pie chart shows the vacation preference of Welsh people over a 50-year period starting in 1955 and finishing in 2005. So you see that it's the same thing. The person has sort of paraphrased the question or the title. The person has changed the grammatical construction. He has changed some words. He has used some synonyms here. Okay. As I said earlier, if you are paraphrasing, make sure you do not change the meaning, do not alter the meaning. Okay. So if your choice of diction, which is the synonyms you use, is going to change the overall meaning of uh, the chat, okay, the question, then it's better you copy dito. Okay, so if you copy dito, it's better than you changing the meaning of the whole thing. Okay, please, I hope you are getting it. Okay, for those who just joined us, are you following?
Yeah, please, we are.
Okay, so now we'll move on to the second paragraph. Okay, so in writing pie charts, maximum you should have, depending on the pie chart, some of the question types you have just one pie chart, something like this. Okay, you just have something like this. Others you have maybe two. I'll show you an example. Okay, I'll show you an example. Let's see. Drive. Okay, I'll bring that up at the end of the class. Okay, I hope you can see my screen, the red. I hope you can all see my screen, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, so let's move on. At the end, we'll see one of the question type and we'll try to answer it together. Okay. Okay, so we're on the second paragraph. So the second paragraph is should be your overall statement or your general impression. So in general, what do you see? Okay, what's the trend, or is there any different in places where you compare to let's say pie chart? Are there any similarities? Is there any difference between them? Okay, so you have to state it here. Okay, so in the paragraph 2, okay, you should talk about the information that you have identified in step 2. This paragraph should focus on the first group. However, it's good to include half a sentence if you can compare the first group to other data. So where maybe you've been given maybe 2 or 3 charts, or maybe you've been given a pie chart and a table, a pie chart and a line graph, then you do the comparison or you add other information here. So for example, consumers in Sweden who spent more than twice as much in total than any other, okay, yeah, than any other country. Follow with more details about Sweden. Okay, so for example, let's say they've given a chart where they are comparing Sweden to something, and you see that the percentage of Sweden is twice that of the others. So you should make the comparison here. I hope we've done this for the line graph and the bar chart. So it's quite similar. It's the same. It follows the same structure, follows the same format. Okay. So then the paragraph 3 will be the main your main body paragraph. Okay. So this is where you're going to describe the various percentage and what you see. So we'll not talk about it much. This is just a background picture. I don't really look at this. Do not give you a pie chart with degrees. Okay, it's always in percentages. Okay, so now let's look at some of the tips. One, if you cannot compare the information on the pie chart, don't panic. In such a case, give a summary of each. Giving a summary of each picture is fine. So I said in a place where maybe the percentage cannot be maybe interpreted in a format of a ratio, a fraction, or a decimal. You don't need to, you can still present it as it is, as a percentage. You don't need to stress, okay? You don't need to stress over here. Avoid giving personal opinion at all costs. So in IELTS writing task 1, here you do not share your personal opinion. This is not an opinion essay. This is not to what extent do you disagree. So you just have to produce the information that has been given to you, and they try to look out for the figures that you give. So if you mislead them, you will be penalized. Okay, so please, you give what is in front of you is what you reproduce. Okay, then always pay attention to the time frame of your pie chart and use the appropriate tense, past, present, or future. So when you look at the date, okay, in relation to when you are taking the exams, so you have to use the appropriate tense when you are writing your essay. Okay, if maybe it is from 2010 to 2022. So it means so you have to use past and what present. If it is an estimate, okay, from let's say 2010 to 2030. So it means that you use past, present, and you give an estimate for the future. So it means that the examiner will be looking out for how you present your information when you are talking about the years, maybe 2025, 2026, or 2030. Everything they give you, they want to test you on. You should have this in mind. They don't give you anything for fan's sake or just to fill in. There are no fillers here. Everything you are being tested upon, so you should tackle it adequately. Okay, so focus on getting all the appropriate data from the pie chart or graph into your writing. So any major information, try to cover it in your writing. Don't present some and leave some. Don't talk about some and leave the others. Try to cover every single information. Bear in mind you are writing minimum of 150 words. Okay, so try to present everything so you get your 150 words. Okay, so now the vocabs. Okay, the language we use in writing pie charts. So this we've already done in the past, so we'll not talk much about it. But as I said earlier on, if you have something that is let's say a perfect percentage, or like a unique percentage, such as half, which is 50%, 33%, okay, 75%, you can present them in words or in fractions or as ratio or as decimals. Please never forget this, okay? Always try your best, vary your language. So when you, let's say you have 6 items to talk about, okay? So you speak about one as a percentage, the other you try to make it a fraction, the other you make it a ratio, you make it a decimal. Okay, so what am I talking about here? So for example, you have a pie chart. Okay, let's say you have a pie chart here. let's go back to stop sharing. Okay. I just want to bring up a board so we can whiteboard. Please just hold on. Okay, so assuming we have, oh wait, where is, okay, assuming we have a circle, okay, and we have, please, can you see my screen? Hello, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so let's see, this is red, right? Then we have blue here. So let's say red is, oh, red is 25%. Okay, and let's say blue is let's say blue is 15%. Okay, and this is 10%. Okay, then we have another one. Let's say we have another one here. Green. Okay, green is what, 33%. Then we have, let's say, some other minor. Let's say we have some other minor ones. Let's see, 5% or something. Okay, I'm not really adding it. So in total, I should give you 100%, right? Okay, so you have a chart like this. Okay, you have a chart. So before you even start writing your essay, on your even if you are answering on a computer, they'll give you a pencil and paper. So maybe first the 25%, you can choose to present this one as a what? Maybe you present it in words. So you say what? Quarter, right? So by 25%, you know how you are going to present it. My handwriting is not really legible because I don't have a stylus. I'm trying to use my finger. So so you choose to say this a quarter, then maybe you can decide to present this as what, a ratio, okay, or a fraction. So you say what, 1/3, right? One, so 1/3 or a third, okay, a third, right? So 1/3, a third. It depending on how you the grammar, like the construction you are using. Okay, so you can say what, this would be what, you can present this as what, either 1 out of 10, 1 out of 10. Okay, you can decide to present this as what, 0.05. Okay, then we are left with 15%. So you can decide to leave this as 15%. So this is what you should do before you start even writing your essay. Okay, but don't stress too much about it. Just try to use one as a fraction, one as a ratio, one as a decimal, then percentage. Please, are you getting me? Are you there?
Yes, please.
Guy, okay. Let me see.
Yeah,
Guys, can
I'm here.
you? Okay, we are only two. So someone left us. Okay, that's fine. So please, this is what you are supposed to do. I hope it's clear. So then I think let's go back to our essay. Okay. So I also check for the graph title. Because we've done this in the past, I'll just touch them quickly, so we'll be done. But I know some of you are still at work, some are in uni, so check for the graph title, okay, and look for the date, as you said, because you have to use the tense according to the date, okay. In contrast, find evidence in the following years. Okay, so let's say if you're also presenting the years, don't present it raw, like uh, maybe in as we did for the line graph, you don't say in 2000, in 2001, in 2002. Please try to vary your language, okay? So the subsequent year, the next year, the previous year, the year after that, prior to maybe 2000, it was this. So you understand. Don't be raw. Don't be raw. Okay. So this is a case. For example, you have two pie chart. Anything at all can be given to you in the exam. So expect anything. So they can give you two pie charts. You can get three pie charts. You can get a pie chart and a line graph. You can get a pie chart and a table. Okay, but you shouldn't panic. Okay, just follow the procedure. And when you get to the main body paragraph, you present on one, either the pie chart, then you also talk about the table or the line graph, or you present on the first pie chart, then you move on to the second one to make your what information coherent. Okay. Please, are you there?
Yes, please.
Okay, great. So percentage, proportion, amount. Okay, so these are some of the language. So some of the vocabs you should also know uh, for your level and for the essays you've written in the past. Those things will come naturally to you. These are for people who are new English learners, so I will not talk much about that. Time frame, grammar is also very important. So uh, your tenses, okay, and grammatical construction are also very important. Okay, so this brings us to the end of pie charts. Is there any question? The principle is the same as what you did for bar graph and the line graph. Pie chart is the same. Any question?
No, please.
No, please. Okay. So then we are going to do a quick assessment. Okay. I hope you don't mind.
No, please.
Okay. So I'm going to send a link to you, and I'm going to make it just 15 minutes. Pie charts. Okay. So let's do this. Let's do this. So settings, start. What is the time now? It's 10:37, right? So at 11, yes. So you should use 15 minutes, maximum 20 minutes. So let's say you're using 20 minutes to do this test. Okay. Okay, so let me send a short URL. Okay, so I'm putting it on the I'll put it on the WhatsApp page now, so we can quickly answer it. Then we'll try to review it. Okay, 15 minutes. So I'll end the recording. Okay. Please don't think
Okay.
maybe I caught you off guard or something. I just want to see if maybe we can apply what you've learned in the past or we understood. I know it was quite fast today, but I just want to be sure we got something small. Okay, so please, we have till 11 to do that. Then we'll just quickly come back to review. We are not many today. We are only two. We are only two, so. So let's quickly do it, then we'll come back. Okay. So we can, if you like, you can be online. Let me see. Can we turn on our cameras?
Pardon?
Yeah. Can you turn your camera on, your video?
And do the work.
Yes. And do the work.
Okay.
Please don't look anywhere. Don't let anyone help you. Just do it quickly and let's go. Okay. So for me, I'll go off. I'll turn off my camera. Those answering the question, please don't cheat yourself. Okay. Just do it 15 minutes. At 11, we'll come back. We'll all gather again here. Then we'll discuss your answers. Okay. Okay. Okay, just because of the recording, I don't want the size to be too big. It's difficult sharing it when the size is too big. So I'll end the recording, then we'll start a new one at 11. Okay. When I receive your responses to the pie charts. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.